Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel, UFK Knowledge. In this video, we will discuss why the Russia wants Ukraine and also the Ukraine-Russia war. So let's start. Topic: the Russia-Ukraine conflict is multifaceted, involving historical, political, and strategic dimensions. Here's a comprehensive look at its origins and development. Historical background. Historical ties. Ukraine and Russia share a long history that includes periods of close association and tension. Kyiv, the capital of modern Ukraine, was once the center of the medieval Kievan Rus, a precursor to both modern Russia and Ukraine. Soviet era. Ukraine was part of the Soviet Union from its creation in 1922 until its collapse in 1991. During the Soviet era, Ukraine was a significant Soviet republic, but it also experienced hardships, including the Holodomor, a man-made famine in the 1930s. Post-Soviet independence. Ukraine declared independence in 1991 following the dissolution of the Soviet Union. This move was recognized internationally, but it left unresolved issues related to national identity and territorial integrity. Political and strategic factors. Western orientation. After independence, Ukraine pursued closer ties with Western Europe and sought to join institutions like the European Union, EU, and NATO. This shift was viewed by Russia as a direct challenge to its influence and strategic interests. Russian concerns. Russia has expressed concerns about NATO's eastward expansion, perceiving it as a threat to its security. The idea of Ukraine joining NATO was seen as particularly alarming for Russia, which views Ukraine as part of its historical and strategic sphere of influence. Key events leading to the conflict: Orange Revolution, 2004-2005. A major political crisis occurred in Ukraine when allegations of electoral fraud in the presidential election led to mass protests. Viktor Yushchenko, the pro-Western candidate, eventually won the presidency. This event heightened tensions with Russia. Euromaidan protests, 2013-2014. In late 2013, widespread protests erupted in Ukraine after President Viktor Yanukovych suspended an association agreement with the EU in favor of closer ties with Russia. These protests, known as Euromaidan, led to Yanukovych fleeing Ukraine in early 2014. Annexation of Crimea and conflict in Donbass. Annexation of Crimea, 2014. In February 2014, Russia intervened in Crimea, and a controversial referendum was held in March, resulting in Crimea being annexed by Russia. The international community widely condemned the annexation, with many countries refusing to recognize it. Conflict in Donbass, 2014-present. Pro-Russian separatists in the Donetsk and Luhansk regions of eastern Ukraine declared independence, leading to armed conflict with Ukrainian forces. Russia has been accused of supporting these separatists with military aid, although it denies direct involvement. International response and sanctions. Western support for Ukraine. The EU, the US, and other Western countries have supported Ukraine with economic aid, military assistance, and diplomatic backing. Sanctions have been imposed on Russia in response to its actions in Crimea and eastern Ukraine. Russian sanctions. In response to the sanctions and international condemnation, Russia has pursued various countermeasures, including developing closer economic ties with non-Western countries and asserting its influence in other regions. Current situation: ongoing conflict. Despite numerous ceasefires and peace agreements, such as the Minsk agreements, fighting continues sporadically in eastern Ukraine. The situation remains fluid, with periodic escalations and de-escalations. Diplomatic efforts. Efforts to mediate the conflict and find a lasting solution have involved various international organizations and stakeholders. However, a comprehensive peace agreement has remained elusive. Broader implications. Geopolitical tensions. The conflict has strained relations between Russia and Western countries, leading to a more polarized international environment. It has also highlighted issues related to national sovereignty, international law, and the balance of power in Europe. Humanitarian impact. The war has resulted in significant civilian casualties, displacement, and economic hardship for many Ukrainians. The humanitarian situation in the affected regions is dire. Understanding this conflict requires considering the interplay of historical grievances, national ambitions, and geopolitical strategies. I hope this video is informative, so subscribe to my channel for more informative videos, and you give so love. Thanks for your love and support. Thanks for watching.